Is going on, guys? It's your favorite mortgage lender, Abdel, got mortgages, and we are going to go over this week's market update. We've got so much to unpack. There was so much data that happened. We know that the Federal Reserve met and they decided to hold interest rates once again. This is the fourth time that they have decided to do so since we went on a little bit of a spree of cutting interest rates at the end of 2025. We also got some updates on obviously just what's happening when it comes to oil, the price of gas, and all that fun stuff. And then, of course, just some things in regards to housing and all that fun stuff. So, again, taking a look at that quick recap, as you can see here, interest rates, once again, as I said, were held steady. We're at that Fed funds rate of 3.5 to 3.7. Once again, another pause. Headline PCE personal consumption expenditure report at 3.5%. We'll unpack that. We'll go over a little bit in regards to some of the government spending and obviously in regards to housing, some of the home values and up again a 7th month of gain, 0.7% year over year. Take a look at some of the, again, impacts on regards to the Fed meeting. We know, of course, right now it's always been inflation, employment, and obviously the Fed funds rate, kind of what is going to tip that scale, right? We know, once again, as I said, Jerome Powell did confirm he will remain as the board of governor, right, when his chair ends in May. Again, the Fed is obviously moving super, super cautiously, right? We don't want to make the mistakes that we did post-COVID where we cut very quickly and obviously dealt with that whiplash of inflation for quite some time. PCE, when we take a look at personal consumption expenditure, I mean, look at that bump, right? This is all mainly because of obviously gas, right? So headline PCE jumped 0.7% month over month, super, super high, mainly because of some of the geopolitical stuff that are happening over in the Middle East. Core PCE, one of the good things is kind of stayed flat, right? That strips away food and energy relative to kind of how we've been going. So again, we know that the Fed, obviously, we know that they want that 2% target. It's going to obviously be something difficult, obviously, as we start taking a look at some of that mixed economic data. Now, you could see here, right, a little bit of market push and pull right now, right? GDP jumped up 2%. Obviously, the labor resilience, we want to obviously monitor employment and unemployment. We know that PCE jumped up 3.5, but building permits did dip almost 10%, right? Something that is super important for stuff. When we were in Washington, this was obviously something that was a big, big thing that we were striving for was what are some of the incentives that are out there for builders to build to own, not build to rent. Then obviously when we take a look at Case Shiller is one of the metrics that we look at when we're monitoring and trying to tracking some of the different impacts in regards to home growth. January of 0.3%. Once again, February of 0.7%. We obviously, even at a 3% annual increase, $500,000 home, you're still gaining $15,000 in terms of appreciation. New home construction, right? We know that we're at that 1.37 in permit, 0.5% in starts, 0.26% in construction, and obviously 1.37 million in that. Week ahead, guys, right? New home sales on Tuesday, private payroll on Wednesday, and obviously that BLS report on Friday. Let's see some of the technical ceilings and all the stuff that we see, and we'll take it from there. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I'll catch you guys next time.